Am I the asshole for taking my niece to court over a coat? I, 28 female, have a niece, 16 female. She is my only sister's only child. 2 years ago, I married a very wealthy man, 34 male, and because of the pandemic, last Christmas was my first with my in-laws. My mother-in-law gifted me a coat that is worth more than $20,000. I saw her wearing it, asked her where she bought it, and she said that it will be my Christmas gift from her. I didn't know how much it was. I knew it was expensive, but I thought maybe $3,000 at most. I was visiting my sister last January when my niece saw it. She Googled the brand and showed me how much it really was. I won't lie, I didn't wear it after that because I was afraid of ruining it. Last week, I wore it while visiting my sister. While I was putting it back on to leave, I felt something go splat on my back. Then my niece started cackling and the smell of paint hit me. I was so pissed off while she was not apologetic at all. Her mom screamed at her and said she was grounded. Then she said she will be paying for the dry cleaning. While I was in my car, still in shock by the way, I got an alert that my niece posted a reel. It was of her doing a prank on me, and she said, quote, "I'm going to hit my aunt's $20,000 coat with a paint-filled balloon to see how she reacts." I saved it on my phone, sent it to her mom, and told her that a week's grounding is not enough. She did not reply, but I saw that my niece took it down. It got less than 5 views by then. The next day, I found out my coat cannot be saved, so I called my sister and told her that her daughter has to pay it back. Well, we got into an argument, and she said that they will not be paying it. And if I wanted a new one, I should get my husband to buy it for me. I think that they should pay for it. They can afford to. In my opinion, they should sell my niece's car and pay me back my money. We will not reach an agreement, so I told her that I will be suing and reminded her that I have video evidence that her daughter, A, did it on purpose for online clout, and B, knew exactly how expensive it was. People in my life are not objective at all. I have some calling me an asshole, some saying they are assholes for not buying me a new one, and some so obsessed with the price of the coat that they are calling me an asshole for simply owning it and wanting a new one. So, am I the asshole? Am I the asshole for getting my daughter a hotel room entirely for herself after her stepsisters made her sleep on the floor?
Oh, a Cinderella story.
My dad passed away 2 weeks ago. Me, my wife, Candace, and my daughter, 16, Shiloh, and her stepsisters, 19 and 17, flew to my hometown to attend the funeral. After that, we got 2 hotel rooms, one for me and Candace, one for the girls. While I was in the room, I got a call from Shiloh at 11 p.m. crying and sounding like she was arguing with her stepsisters. I asked what the matter was, and she told me that her stepsisters insisted that she sleep on the floor. I asked why, and she said she didn't know. There was one large bed in the room, and there was enough space for all 3 girls to sleep on. I went to see what the issue was and talked with my stepdaughters about it. They kept talking, but didn't really explain why they told her to sleep on the floor. They just shrugged and said, "It's better this way. We're more comfortable this way." I told Shiloh to grab her things, and when one of my stepdaughters asked where we were going, I told her I was booking Shiloh a hotel room. Both looked upset, but didn't say anything. But they must have called their mom because she was awake when I got back and started arguing with me about giving Shiloh an entire hotel room to herself. I explained why I did it, but she said I wasted money and that Shiloh could have sucked it up for one night on the floor. I called her unreasonable for saying this, but she told me I showed the girls that I'm, quote, playing favorites, and made my stepdaughters share a room while I gave my daughter an entire room for herself. We went home and Candace is still bringing it up, saying I mishandled this. She even pointed out how my stepdaughters are upset since they're not speaking to me. Edit to add, it was Candace who got a room for the 3 girls as to not stir any drama and save money. She was in charge of hotel reservations since I was emotionally distressed. Also, Candace did not expect Shiloh to sleep on the floor. She wanted all 3 girls to share the bed. I'm going to divorce my husband of 10 years.
Okay.
My husband and I met when I was 18. It had always been just me and my best friend, but when my husband came along, we became an inseparable trio. For me, it was love at first sight. I had the biggest crush on him, but didn't want to ruin the friendship thing we had, so I kept it to myself until he confessed to me when we were 20. Things went fast, and we got married when we were 22. My best friend got married too, and we have all remained close. We had invited my best friend and her husband around for dinner, and we were joking about the things we got up to. And my husband brought up how he had always had a crush on my best friend. But then she got a boyfriend, so he settled for me instead.
Settled.
When I tell you my whole world just came crashing down, I realized my marriage of 10 years was him settling for second best, that I was never his first option. After that, everything he did just started to annoy me. He just stopped being attractive to me anymore. We haven't slept together in 6 months because I feel so disgusted. I just want out. I feel like I've wasted my life. I'm disappointed in him and myself for believing I was the one he liked. Edit. Okay, I'll just answer the main questions here because I don't want to keep answering them. No, yes, I don't care, I don't know. I tried to talk it out for 6 months. Husband knows about the divorce. I told my best friend and she told my husband. So I come home to a don't leave him intervention where they all wanted to work it out. I have never been so confused because for the past 6 months, I've been trying to ask him what he feels and what he meant by his comment and to answer my questions, like literally to see the point. I have screamed it in his face to just tell me, and he's been saying nothing. And she has been encouraging me to talk to him, but keeping her distance. I thought it was because she didn't like him. Apparently, she just thinks we are perfect together and he doesn't want to lose what we have. What do we have?
That's what I was asking.
We are basically roommates who have sex at this point. I think I won't update this because I'm a bit miffed and angry. I'm going to stay at my mom's or something. Am I the asshole for telling my son I won't be attending his wedding? I have 3 kids, 25, 23, and 16. I think I'm okay here, and a few relatives who know what's going on agree. My kids, however, are saying we're wrong, and my 16-year-old introduced me to this forum to post. My eldest, Jack, is in med school. Jack's always been a great student and graduated top of the class, and he's overall very charming and social. In 2021, he met a girl, Beth, through a tutoring program. Me and my wife had only met Beth twice in larger groups of Jack's friends, and it wasn't anything serious. A few months ago, Jack dropped the news that he and Beth were going to marry and he would take a leave of absence from medical school at some stage. I'm sure you can imagine our shock, but he insisted this is what they want to do and he wants to support Beth. My wife tried to explain to him they're both young, especially Beth. She's only 21, and he's considering leaving med school on an emotional impulse. I said this is a mistake. We barely know Beth, and he wants to throw away his future like this? Well, Jack's stubborn, and he's going through with this. The wedding is in a couple of weeks in a very small ceremony, and we won't be attending. I told Jack we'll send a gift, but that's all. He got very angry and said it's his choice, but I said I'm not restricting him from doing anything. Not attending is also our choice because I don't want to encourage his nonsense. So the thing about this post is the account has now been suspended. Reddit took it off, the person deleted it, whatever is happening, but it's gone. So you can't use the Wayback Machine. I've tried it on this post. It doesn't show me the original. I'm going off screenshots. But in a part of when you're filling out a post, like this Autobot generates like a description of like why you might be the asshole. And the top comment that's on there currently saw it. And I think before we give a judgment, we need all the answers. And OP left this information conveniently out of the post. And I don't think it's fair for us to give a judgment on this one unless we really know everything. So the top comment says, you conveniently leave out that Beth is terminally ill in the main post, but not in the judgment bot reply. I'm guessing that the leave of absence from medical school is planned for her late stage illness where she'll be, dying.